Hey guys! I've been getting a lot of questions about my Iceland trip, so I decided to make this travel guide to share tips and some of my favorite spots. And this video is just based on my experience. Iceland's weather is notorious for being super unpredictable, and I obviously didn't get to explore all of Iceland, so your experience can be completely different from mine. So let's get right to my flight. I took WOW Air to Reykjavik, and they have insanely affordable flights. I was a little worried because I heard mixed reviews about them, but honestly I feel like they're better than some of the domestic flights I've taken. The plane is also super cute and they have these cheeky barf bags. Some things to know: you will be charged for checking in a bag and choosing assigned seating. There's no Wi-Fi and you have to pay for food. But I always buy my food at the food court before I board the plane anyway, so this wasn't a big deal for me. Also, I like to detox during my flights, so I usually bring a book and some sheet masks because the air can be really drying during flights. So I stayed at an Airbnb in Reykjavik that I got super lucky with because I waited till the last minute to look for accommodations, but you should start looking ASAP, at least a month or two in advance because hotels are expensive. I rented the place for $600 USD for 5 nights, and we had the entire place to ourselves, and it was super adorable and clean, and our host was a tour guide, so he was able to give us some tips. I'll link the place down below in case you guys want to stay there. We rented a car from a place called Lagoon car rentals, and they picked us up from the airport to take us to the rental spot that was about 5 minutes away. And we rented a 4x4 because we wanted to go to the less touristy and unknown spots, but the F-roads ended up being closed because of weather conditions. And you can always check for the road conditions on this website, and I will also link everything down in the description box. So for our first destination, we went south towards Vik, and we stopped by what's probably the most popular waterfall, and some of you may know it as that waterfall where Justin Bieber filmed his music video. This spot was a little touristy, and don't worry if you missed the major waterfalls because I saw waterfalls all around the island while driving around and they're just as great. This waterfall is gorgeous and it's really unique because you can walk behind the waterfall. Super Instagram friendly, but be careful or you'll nearly get knocked out by the water. So as you can see, you will get soaked, so I recommend wearing a poncho or some waterproof clothes. Also, my friend's camera got damaged, so protect the important stuff. By the way, shout out to NYX setting spray for keeping all that makeup on throughout that entire journey. Moving on to Vik. The black sand beach is an absolute must and it was surreal. The sand is pitch black from the volcanoes and the rock formations were incredible as well. It's funny, right before this trip I was in Tulum, and over there the beaches have pure white sand, so I thought the contrast was interesting. Then we finally reached the spot I've had on my list for years, the DC-3 plane crash site. So the story behind this plane is that in the 70s, this Navy plane ran out of fuel and they crashed on the black sand beach. But happy ending, everyone survived. So you have to hike up to this site. It's a 5-mile hike round trip, but I think it's totally worth it. Say hi everyone.
Hi everyone.
Another place you should check out is a greenhouse/restaurant called Fridheimar. It's a tomato-based restaurant and the tomatoes you eat are cultivated inside these greenhouses. Everything is super sustainable and they use imported bees to pollinate the tomatoes. It's super cool and I'll leave a link down below so you can learn more about them. And finally, the Blue Lagoon. I was unsure if I wanted to go because I normally stray from tourist traps and super crowded areas, but it actually turned out to be my favorite spot in Iceland. So you should go. We purchased our tickets in advance because I heard they can sell out, so I recommend buying from the website before you go just to be safe. The very standard one is about $50 USD per person, and I got the comfort package, which is about $65 USD, and it includes the entrance, a drink, and the silica and algae mask.
Start with the silica, leave it on for 10 minutes, then rinse it off and come back for algae.
Cool. Also, I didn't know this, but you have to shower before you go in the lagoon so you don't pollute the system. They also give you conditioner to put in your hair because the silica can be really drying. I was actually surprised by how nice and clean the locker rooms were, and they even provide you with hair dryers. On our last day, we finally explored downtown Reykjavik, and my top 2 favorite spots were the Harpa concert venue and this really tall church building that you can't miss. You can go up to the top of the tower and you get a panoramic view of downtown Reykjavik, and it looks like an adorable toy town. I didn't do any tours just because I like having the freedom of going wherever I want and taking as long as I need, but I'm definitely open to doing them next time for further destinations. I really wanted to go to the Glacier Beach. That was about a 4-hour drive, but I can't drive in the snow and my friend couldn't drive at night, so we couldn't make it out there. But I think a tour would have been a good idea. Food is really expensive in Iceland. Actually, everything is pretty pricey in Iceland. I recommend going to the grocery store and just stocking up on snacks and sandwiches for the road because eating out every day will add up. There's a place called Bonus. It's a picture of a pig, you can't miss it. And there's one that's 24 hours called Havok. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I ate at this really cute spot in downtown Reykjavik called Laundromat Cafe, and it's an actual laundromat and there's washing machines. So I guess you can do your laundry while you grab lunch. So unfortunately during my trip I didn't get to see the Northern Lights, but I already knew this because I saw the weekly Northern Lights forecast, so I had kind of already prepared myself and told myself it's okay if I don't see it during this trip. Like I said before, the weather is super unpredictable in Iceland, and it was foggy and raining every day when we were there, so the chances of seeing the Northern Lights were pretty slim. But it's okay, more reasons to go back. I hope you guys enjoyed my Iceland travel guide, and I hope you can find this information useful for your trip. And if you guys have any recommendations on where I should go next time I'm in Iceland, let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe. Bye!